Okay, I think maybe this thing is working. Anywho, hey guys, Amanda, Ellen from Liberal Not Lefty. That would be me. I could not figure out the live stream thing. Like me, I apologize. So I thought maybe I'd just hop on this and do a quick video instead. I don't have my glasses on. I think this thing's in focus. Let me just check. Um, I'm not sure if I can keep those on because you can see the reflection, and then you're going to be able to see all of my really embarrassing tabs in the reflection. So I'll leave these off. I just wanted to say hi. I got a whole bunch of DMs asking if I would do a video on my thoughts on Trudeau's gun ban today. I was about to say gun legislation, but it's not legislation since he didn't do it through a bill, which is part of my issue. Um, so I thought maybe if you guys want, I could just quickly give my thoughts. I'm actually going to try to not really even talk about um, the guns banned itself yet, and I don't even want to get into the meat of it yet. My biggest issue right off the bat is how it was done. It wasn't done through a piece of legislation or a bill. Um, there's a reason that he wanted to circumvent the entire parliamentary process. And it's not because he's a prime minister who embraces transparency. Um, there's a reason why he didn't want to have debate on this. There's a reason why he wanted it done as quickly and quietly and suddenly as possible. There's a reason why he didn't want people asking questions. There's a reason why he didn't want to have to give objective definitions. And it's not because he had the merits of his argument on his side. I don't care. You can be the most anti-gun person in the world. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. However, we should all be able to agree on a democratic, transparent parliamentary process. And this was not that. When you are confiscating, people's legally purchased private property, and we're talking about legal gun owners who are uh, if not the most, one of the most vetted groups in the entire country security wise. People who had nothing to do with any of these crimes, whose guns had nothing to do with any of these crimes. When you are going to take away and seize their property at a price determined by you, the state, and you're going to do all of that without even being held account by, Her Majesty's opposition, people who millions of Canadians voted that opposition in. Uh, what does that say? Um, so on that front alone, I think it speaks volumes. Um, you know, it speaks volumes what this was about. And I think that one of the most sad parts is the real winners here are criminals, but the real losers of this, sadly, are victims of gun violence and families who have been victimized by gun violence. Because while the liberals want to make themselves feel better and pacify themselves by pretending as though they've solved some threat that doesn't actually exist, violence and the real causes of it just continue to worsen. Um, I'm not sure how it's progressive to be some like privileged liberal who can lay your head down on your pillow at night because I voted for the guy who banned nukes for Canadians. Like, give me a break. Meanwhile, if the money in the anti-gun lobbying went towards mentorships, job mentorships in low-income and high-crime communities, towards volunteering programs, towards paying for schooling, towards sponsoring apprenticeships, things that, or even if you want to talk about legislation, let's talk about the fact that the gun used in the complete tragedy in Nova Scotia was brought up through the States, an illegal gun brought up through the States. Have you seen anything in Trudeau's new gun ban on that focuses on more border controls? No, none, because that's not sexy and it's not some part. It's like, you know, that doesn't make headlines. We could actually have improvement there if we had better controls at the border. If we had more thorough checks, excuse me, at the border, that could actually make a difference. That is where illegal guns are coming from. It's not legally purchased Canadian guns getting put into the wrong hands illegally. It's already legal guns in the US being illegally smuggled up here. But, none of that was in this today. So, I get there's a lot of liberals who don't actually really care either way, and, it just makes them feel better. But, liberal MPs aren't dumb, okay? The ones who genuinely do care about gun violence, like, you guys can't feel good about this. Look at this ban and really ask yourself if this is going to accomplish anything. Will this make anybody safer? The answer is no. Okay, if you actually care about reducing gun violence and gun crimes in Canada, lobby for more checks at the border. Lobby for more there. Lobby for more money for, border agents. Like, just because again, I can't even say a piece of legislation because he didn't even do it that way. He just went through backdoor regulation. Just because somebody in politics claims that they're banning something doesn't mean that's actually going to solve the problem. Like, I can't believe I'm even gonna have to say this. Like, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything. And this isn't just because I'm a firearm owner. I have my nice NFA shirt on today. Like, we nobody wants more gun crimes. Nobody wants more gun crimes in this country. The question isn't, you know, whether we want kids to be safe or not. It's, is this ban going to be effective, or is it a distraction that makes people feel better while in reality communities get more and more unsafe and marginalized vulnerable people continue to be ignored? I'd say it's the latter. So there you go.